So after a rather sedate start to the Asia Cup, and let's be fair, once Pakistan scored 342, was it? We knew it was never going to be
Yeah.
a close competition. Today, though, we can expect a much more competitive match between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, or as people on social media are jokingly calling it, the Nagin rivalry.
Absolutely, and but a lot of concern for Bangladesh at this point. I mean, Ibadat Hussain is not there. Then we don't have
Litton Das got ruled
Little
out.
Das got ruled out. I think day before yesterday.
Yeah, a couple of days
So
back.
that's not good signs for Bangladesh.
I would say Sri Lanka was hit.
Yeah,
Literally half their
Wanindu
pace.
Hasranga is
There's
gone.
no one Hindu. Their pace department looks inexperienced to put it politely. And I mean, it doesn't look like that bowling lineup just does not inspire a lot of confidence. So obviously there will be concerns for both teams, but what you do know is that there's not going to be a lack of effort from either of these sides because
Yes.
recent encounters between them, they've been very, very feisty. There's been an edge to them, and I think that is one thing that a lot of people are looking forward to with this particular match. And we just have some toss news for you. Bangladesh have won the toss and have opted to bat first. Very interesting. Then again, you have to remember this is ODI cricket, so I think a lot of them would take that option.
And also the stadium, Palakele, it does dry down a bit
Badly,
later.
yeah.
And you know that batting is going to get difficult as the day goes on. So I think this was a smart decision to bat first.
In fact, I think this match is definitely going to be, a trial by spin for both teams, and both
Yeah.
teams do have good spinners. I mean, even Sri Lanka, even without someone like a Wanindu, they do have someone like a Theekshana. Then they brought in a guy who plays the same role. I'm forgetting his name, but who's also like an all-rounder, leg spin bowling all-rounder. They might just bring him in. They have part-time options as well. So obviously, I think spin bowling today is definitely going to be key, even for Bangladesh. They've got someone like a Shakib, proven match winner, especially in conditions like this. I think he'd be dangerous. We'll keep you updated on what the playing 11s are. And I'd be very interested to see how it is both shape up because I cannot predict what playing 11 is going to come. There's just been so many problems with the teams. Yeah, there's nothing yet, but
Okay,
I think
nothing yet.
nothing yet in terms of the teams. So we'll keep you posted on that. But I think Dex has a question for you till then.
No, I cannot speak Bangla because I am not associated to the state or the country.
Country? Okay, yeah,
Bangladesh,
Bangladesh. Yeah, I
yeah.
figured.
But when we're looking at today's match, right, Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh, both camps have been struck with injuries, more than one injury.
Yeah, multiple
for-
injuries.
Multiple injuries on multiple players. Who do you think has the edge today?
I would give a very slight edge to Sri Lanka for the simple reason that they're hosts. Only reason. Because again, Bangladesh, truth be told, in recent times they've shown some promise, or rather they've been their mercurial selves when it comes to ODI cricket. They had a good showing against Sri Lanka earlier this year, if my memory serves me right. But they also ended up losing a home series to Afghanistan. So it's mixed bags for them, and it, truth be told, always has been. They really have been one of those sides who tend to blow hot and cold. They're very, very mercurial. I think the big thing and one thing that not people are talking about enough is that there is going to be a potential rain
Yes.
threat, and
I
that
think-
is a big problem.
Yeah, rain is predicted 2 times for the day. I think it's starting from 2 a.m. Sorry. Wait,
2
yes,
a.m.?
2 a.m. It had been predicted that there will be rain at 2 a.m. We're not sure if that happened, but then 5 p.m. Onwards there is rain predicted, and there is slightly, I think 50% chance
That's
that
not good.
there's going to be rain. So that's not going to be good either for Bangladesh or Sri Lanka.
Exactly, and Mr. Fact points out, yeah, De Silva is one of them. You're right, Mr. Fact.
Yeah.
But actually, if you go over it, wait, I'll tell you who it was. I remember it was Pramod Madhushan. Oh, was it Madhushan? I'm not even too sure. No, it wasn't Madhushan. It was anyway. Let it be. I will go over that later on. No, it was Dushan Hemantha. Now I remember. Yes, Hemantha. He made his debut a couple of years back. Has kind of been in and out of the squad because obviously, I mean, when you're talking about leg spinning all rounders,
Yeah.
one in those playing most of the time. So actually, we have some confirmation also. I'll just read what Shakib has said at the court. He at the toss, he said that we'll bat first. Looks a dry wicket. Hopefully, we can put runs on the board as predicted. We know Sri Lanka are a good team. We have to be at our best in batting, bowling, and fielding. I mean,
Yeah.
You would think that's how you'd
Anyway.
win a game of cricket. But anyway, he does say that we have 3 seamers and 3 spinners.
Oh.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
In fact, even with Sri
And
Lanka.
how many of these spinners and pacers are batters as well.
That's what I think. Shakib would be one of them.
Yeah.
All-rounder, definitely an all-round option. We'll wait for the squad and see what exactly is they've confirmed, because it's not yet confirmed yet. Dustin Shanaka has also said they've got 6 batters, 2 all-rounders. That means they bat till 8,
Yeah.
and 3 genuine bowlers. Matisha Patirana is playing today.
Oh, that's amazing.
That
Then.
is, yes, indeed. Matisha Patirana and Dunit Walalage are playing. Of course, Walalage playing, not really, big surprise. He had to be there. Patirana, too, truth be told, because again, his start to his ODI career has been hit or miss. So I thought maybe he'd miss out. But again, if you go by, their the amount of injuries they've had, they would have had no choice but to bring him in. Of course,
Exactly. And looking at Matisha Patirana's IPL kind of performance, and IPL is such a stage that boards do look at how players are performing at the IPL. So when it comes to Matisha, I think that could be a factor for his selection as well, and of course the other injuries.
exactly. Of course, they'll have, I think, most likely Tikshana there as well. That helps them a lot because, of course, he'll be key for them in the power play and, of course, later on in the middle overs as well. Middle overs, I'd be very interested how it is they go, because, again, their biggest source of wickets in the middle overs was Wanindu Asaranga.
Exactly.
And he was coming off with some really good, showings in the LPL. I think he was highest run getter, highest wicket taker,
Most sixes.
most captain.
runs.
Yeah, I said most runs, highest run getter, wicket
did
taker
that
as well, most sixes, led the team to the final, that won the final, wasn't man of the match in the final though. I don't know how that
Wow.
works, but he definitely was having a very good time, so probably could not have picked the worst time to get injured. And
Yeah.
don't forget, Wanindu was very, very good even during the World Cup qualifiers as well. Terrific form. So him not being the big blow. Still waiting on what the squads look like. But I think obviously you're going to be seeing some work in progress kind of teams, because again they've just had so many injuries. But again,
Yeah.
it's a dry pitch. We know Palakele can be a little bit
Yeah.
two-faced. Let's
I
say.
think if Sri Lanka was coming in with their, strongest 11, with Wanindu Hasaranga especially, they could have had the edge over any other team
Exactly.
at this point, especially since they're playing in Sri Lanka at the Palakele. But since Wanindu Hasaranga is not there, one of their strongest players, I think their strongest players, not even one of
Yeah,
their.
definitely.
Yeah, and he's not there. I think that's the biggest concern for Sri Lanka. And right
Exactly.
now, Asia Cup, they have to get through this. But when it comes to the World Cup, if Wanindu Hasaranga, tends to miss out on the World Cup as well, that will be
An even bigger blow, because
Yeah.
again they really need someone like him. He's a genuine, proven, world class bowler, wicket taker, gets you some good runs low down the order as well. You definitely need a player like him, genuine wicket taker. And again, I think for Sri Lanka, I think they're slightly stronger, but again, that pace bowling lineup, again, there's going to be question marks, because again, if you have a Pathirana very young, he's not really, and truth be told, hasn't really done that much yet in terms of
doesn't bring in any sort of batting as well.
exactly, none whatsoever. He's as in fact, if I remember correctly, even when he was playing for CSK, he was the number 11.
Yeah.
In fact, as Mr. Score is asking you,
Mr.
what do you,
Fact.
Mr. Fact, sorry, Mr. Score, what is wrong with me? Mr. Fact is asking you, what do you think will be the power score?
I think anything close to 250 will be good enough.
I think, yeah, because again, these are going to be very, very
Yeah.
slow, low decks. It's not going to be
Exactly.
pitches that, let's say, are going to be conducive to stroke making. Again, if I'm Bangladesh, and considering Bangladesh, even then, their batting is kind of, it's not exactly the strongest. Again, you have a Najmal Hussain Shanto. Then you have Shakib, Mushfiqur Rahim.
Yeah.
These are their stronger. Mehdi Hassan obviously will be very key with both bat and ball. But other than that, their batting does look a little bit kind of, I don't know, it's not the strongest. So I think for them, they're going to have to bat the old-fashioned way, as in the sense that they're going to be looking to, bat long, kind of accelerate in the death. That's the only thing. I think the key to them would not be losing wickets. And we finally have a playing 11. We've got Bangladesh's playing 11. So we've got the openers are Mohammad Naeem. There's Tanzir Hassan, as I said, inexperience already showing. Najmal Hussain Shanto, Taurid Hridoy, Shakib Al Hassan, Mushfiqur Rahim. That's where the experience comes in. Mehdi Hassan, Miraz, Mehdi Hassan. That Mehdi Hassan who was playing the emerging. Who we all got confused.
Okay.
Yes, that
there
Mehdi
are
Hassan.
3 Mehdi Hassans
Exactly,
at this point.
and 2
Yeah.
are in the squad right now. There's Mehdi Hassan as an Mehidy, that's Mehdi Hassan Miraz, and there's Mahedi Hassan,
Mahedi.
yes,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
there. Taskin, I think Taskin is going to be very, very key because I think he's been one of their more improved bowlers in recent times. Then Shariful Islam, again someone who's been doing okay, and Mustafizur. The Fizz, of course, we know he's had problems with injuries, but can be a very, very good bowler operator, especially in the death. That's the Bangladesh 11. Sri Lanka's playing 11 now, and the batting definitely looks much better for Sri Lanka. Pathum Nisanka, Dimut
Okay.
Karnaratne, Kusal Mendes, Sadira Samarama.
Oh, so Kusal has
Yes, he's back.
he's
Charat Asalanka is there, Dhananjaya De Silva. Then you have Dasun Shanaka, Dunit Walalage, Thikshana, Kasun Rajata, and Matisa Patirana. Again, they don't bat that deep. Because again, if
not. I think it ends at 5 or 6.
Shanaka, I mean, get back.
Yeah.
Let's not
7.
take that away from him. And he's 7, I think 7. Because after that, you have Velalage, Tikshana, Kasun Rajata, and Patirana. Again, none of them you're expecting to be doing anything whatsoever really with, the bat. So, definitely, I think neither of these teams are looking to bat deep. Because actually, even the Mehdi Hassan, Miraz, yeah, okay, they're all both batting till 7. So, you're going to see some old school batting today, guys. Be prepared for it. The fact that they don't bat very deep, neither of the sides, plus the
they're
fact
going to be conservative with their
yes,
batting.
plus the fact that this is not going to be one of those, let's say stroke-making pitches.
Yeah.
I don't expect this to be one of those pitches. But again, I look at that Bangladesh batting lineup, very inexperienced.
Exactly.
They're really missing a lot of key players there. I mean, Mohammad Naeem, Tanzid Hassan, how much better would their batting lineup look with a Litton Das over there at the top of the order?
Exactly.
That is a
also,
problem.
Bring in Ibadat Hussain as a pacer. That would have added a lot of value to it as well.
Yeah, and with
But-
Ibadat, we know that he's missing potentially even the World Cup.
Yes,
I mean, knee
because
surgery.
he's going through a knee surgery,
Oh.
and before it was confirmed that he will be going through the knee surgery. It had been the options were have a long conservative. Safe treatment for a very long period or just go through the surgery, but in both the cases, Ibadat Hussain had to miss out on the World Cup, so it's a horrible news for
Bangladesh, really,
news for
because again, I think
Bangladesh.
they also are going through
Yeah.
some sort of a period of transition. Remember, someone like a Mustafizur also has retired from one format, T20s, if I'm not mistaken. He doesn't play anymore. Someone like a Shakib is at this point captain by default, not really by choice, because they've had so many changes in terms of captaincy, like captain retiring, then unretiring, all of that drama happening. Shakib is just a default captain at this point, and a very reluctant one, I may add. He had pretty much given up captaincy and said, no, I want to just be a player. That's not happening. So, very much a time of transition, but we know with Bangladesh, very mercurial. So, they might have that propensity, let's say, to, cause upsets, but they can also spectacularly collapse. So I don't know which Bangladesh is standing up today. That's probably some of the fun of seeing them. We'll take-
Right Experiments is saying Shakib Ul Hassan showed what he can do, especially the Shakib of 2019 World Cup in England.
Yeah.
He was brilliant and was the only one who
True.
performed.
That 2019
Yeah,
Shakib
no
was
doubt of
different
it.
gravy. He was amazing in that World Cup. So I think, as I said, he's definitely going to be one of those key players. But unfortunately, that's the problem with Bangladesh. Very reliant on maybe 2 or 3 players doing very, very well. Let's see. Dex is saying that, Shane, yesterday you said that South Africa caused an upset in the World Cup. Why would you say that? Them winning would be an upset? Yes. Because I'm not saying that
With
based
the
on...
current squad, yes.
Not just that, even the weight of history. Why are South Africa are not called chokers for no reason?
Yeah.
They're not called chokers for no reason. It's because they found, despite, and by the way, if teams having the likes of Donald Pollock, Smith, Intini, and the likes who were unable to win an ICC tournament, don't forget, probably one of the greatest captains in AB fell short. Faf du Plessis has fallen short. There's a reason I say it's because the weight of expectation does come on them. It's nothing against them in terms of quality, even although yesterday, to be fair, Australia absolutely thrashed them
Hammered,
badly,
yeah.
very, very badly. But it would be an upset if they do really well. But having said that, they do have the quality, no two ways about it. But let's talk about,
No, but also talking about, I wanted to add, Kusal Mendes, since he's back and he had a COVID-19
scare,
scare, but we were also talking about Avishka Fernando.
Yeah, he was another one who's nowhere near the team, if I'm not wrong.
Is there an update on Avishka Fernando?
Not yet, and he's not in the team.
No, so something's gone wrong with him.
Yeah,
I guess he wouldn't have recovered from it or had a positive result right before the match or something like that.
He's still recovering, so because he's not even in the squad yet, like he's not showing in the the reserve players. He's not there. Exactly, Avishka is not there. So that is very, very interesting. That he's nowhere there to be seen yet. So he's definitely going to take some time to recover. He would have added some more depth, you can say, to the batting.
And and talking about injuries like mystery injuries, even Liton Das as well, there was no really no explanation about his injuries. It was just that he had gone through a viral fever in the last week, but hasn't still recovered or whatever it was. There wasn't a lot of specification or clarity with it.
True. In fact, if I remember correctly, in the Sri Lanka release as well, that had the names of players.
Yeah.
There were certain players who said they're recovering from a flu. No, actually, it wasn't Mendes. Correct. It was.
This is Pereira.
Yes, it was Kusal
sorry.
Pereira. Yes, not Mendes.
The
So
wrong
yeah,
Kusal.
the wrong Kusal you just pointed
My
out.
bad.
So yeah, even with them, it was pointed out that they had illnesses or flu-like symptoms. No one's really saying COVID. I think
No,
people.
they said, they
no.
said.
We reported it as COVID, but
Okay.
the official Lanka release, which came when we read the squad, they said flu-like symptoms. So because of that, I think every team is just being very, very secretive at this point. They're not revealing COVID cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Anyway, I think definitely this is going to be one very, I don't know, edgy match. Especially if something kicks off, by the way, and stay tuned. Because if anything happens, for the slightly weird umpire's call or anything of the sort, then you just know this is one of those fixtures that tends to just go a little off the rails. You might see some players almost come to blows. Nagin dance, yeah, my God, that celebration. I'll never forget the fact that thanks to that Nagin dance thing, the entire of Sri Lanka was supporting India in the Nidas Cup final. Everyone wanted India to win. They're like, no, we like our team's not there, no problem. Bangladesh cannot be winning. And this was in fact that Bangladesh, who they ended up breaking like glass in the dressing room and all that. There was a lot of drama there. Let's see. Dex says that Shakib does a lot of laughable captaincy blunders. I mean, yeah, that's why I called him a reluctant captain. He's someone who's there, but he's kind of taken it up by default and, not actually, let's say, not there by choice. Weirdly, Gripping Indian says that, by the way, Shane, with that logic of South Africa, India haven't done anything in the last 10 years. So them beating a team would be an upset. I mean, look, there's a reason why we keep talking about that drought when it comes to India as well. That we keep saying that, 10 years having not won it, you do feel the pressure. With South Africa, it just goes back way longer. Let's see, there's another comment I want to take. Eagles is asking when we're going to start talking about the Rugby World Cup. Eagles,
Rugby guy.
yeah, our rugby guy is not in today,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Sidvi is the one guy who religiously follows rugby. So when he's in, ask him that question.
Exactly.
Yes, Dex,
Okay.
Monza's coming up this week.
Oh, yeah,
Well
we're
familiar
all
with that,
very
very excited.
excited.
Temple of Speed. Why are you insulting people?
It's not an insult.
No, anything, no?
No.
Yeah, if anything, it works. Anyway, I think we're done with the comments as well.
Yeah.
We are about, let's see.
A few minutes away.
Yeah, we're a few minutes away now. We are, in fact, about 10 odd minutes away from the start of the game. So we'll join you guys now in the middle of the match, the mid innings, to discuss how it is that the show goes down. Thank you guys once again for joining us on this live. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tap that bell, leave us a comment. We love hearing from you guys. Also follow us across social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and
Don't forget to download the Sportstech app.
yeah, and also stay tuned. We'll be bringing you lots more from the world of sport. For now, though, from Gargi and me, it's bye-bye. Bye.